Hello, we are a little early. We're about 4 minutes early. So give us a second. We're gonna put our links out and all of that stuff so we can get everybody in here. So give me a second. Trying to move along here. Hello, hello, hello. Who's in? Excuse me, got a little bit of a cough. Okay. Hi, Mary. How are you today? We'll give everybody a couple minutes because we're not supposed to start till 8:30, but I'm a little ahead of the game. And Penny won't be here tonight. She got a hold of me and canceled this afternoon. She has really bad allergies, and so she's not, I guess, isn't talking very well. So we're gonna be doing good. Well, good, Mary. I'm glad you're doing good. Mercy. So we give everybody. Who else is here? I see a couple other people in. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I think everybody, it's that time of year where it's sort of spring, but it's not summer, but it's still sort of trying to play the whole winter thing going on. You got some more to give on that if you want to. Okay, thank you very much. Hi, Mom. How are you today? Did anybody do anything exciting today? Or has everybody sort of just been hanging out today? Not a lot going on. Oh, nothing exciting, huh? Darn. I didn't either. Trying to get my desk organized here. I got stuff everywhere as usual. Every time you blink, you got stuff piled everywhere. Just being at home. I think we all have the fat and sassy part down. At least I do. Yeah, I'm tired of just being at home too. I miss my Goodwill, thrift store, all of that stuff is what I miss. So we'll give everybody a little bit of time. I don't want to start until everybody gets in here. And I know it's sort of still early a little bit. Make sure the link went through. I posted it to the group, but sometimes it doesn't go through. So let me check that real fast. Oh, yep, it is live there. Awesome. Got my spring butterfly shirt on. I love this. It's so warm and fuzzy. It's one of my favorite sweaters. And it's got butterflies all over it. Nettie's in the house. Yeah, Nettie. I got to see Nettie in a live with Susan earlier today. I seen Nettie in there. I know. Our thrift stores and Goodwills, and I mean, that just drives me crazy because we have one that's about 10 minutes from my house is a Goodwill. And I go down there a lot. And I love it because, like, yes, Mary, you were in there too. Well, hi, Lisa. I don't think I've seen you here before, unless you've been here lurking. But welcome, welcome, welcome. We love when new people come in. I am going to go up and get rid of some of this stuff that's hiding all over the screen. Just clear up the window a little. I didn't realize that was on there last night. It was driving me crazy. There we go. I can leave that there, I guess. That doesn't really bother me. Nope, I like that gone. I'll just leave my little name there. I can get rid of it too. But yeah. Oh, do you lurk a lot, Lisa? Hey, it is easy to do. I love going in and just watching what everybody does. And I know sometimes if you're trying to, you're trying to comment and everything as you're paying attention and you're trying to read what everybody else comments, then it makes things crazy. I'm going to give everybody till about 8:35 to give everybody just a little bit of time to get in for the next couple minutes. So yeah, but welcome, Lisa. And if you're not a member of our Facebook group, make sure to join there. I know right now we just hit 400 subscribers in our Facebook group. So we did a secret garden, which isn't why I did this. This just happened. I pulled this out to find something else in it and seeing the cover and went, oh, that is so cool. So if you're not a member of our Facebook group, we did when we reached 400, I gave away there was 5 8.5 by 11 pages, backgrounds, and then there was 2 pages with tags and stuff. I just absolutely love. I fell in love doing the mini kit to release and decided, okay, now I have to do a full kit because I'm just in love with it. So I have to extend that. Hi, April. April's almost becoming just part of the group. She's here all the time now. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get started because, we do have a lot to do. I'm just pulling out sort of different things that I can use. With Penny's not here, so I'm not going to be bouncing back and forth. So I can sort of show my process a little more, if that makes sense. So what I started with is, let me put this to the side here. And I'll show you what I pulled out so far, just out of my idea. Is I found this piece of tissue paper. And I thought, oh, I would love to use that because we're sort of doing the whole spring theme. And if you haven't been here for the Wonderful Wednesday Live so far, I'll flip through the original pages and I'll explain it. I'm actually using, it's an Oprah magazine. It just happened to be one of the scrap magazines that I have. I guess they're okay to look at, but what do you do after that? They just pile up. So I wanted to convert mine into sort of like a journal glue book type thing. Now, Penny does her stuff every week in a journal. I actually chose to do this sort of the mixed media side. You don't get to see a lot of that in some of the journals because, we have that standard approach to our journals, your 3 signatures and then you put your stuff in it and all that. So I decided to use this. The first week we did this and I gessoed the background and I mixed some glue in with my gesso. So it did the crackling effect. We put Mod Podge napkin over the top of it. Of course, it's an index card pocket with one of the Tim Holtz quote chips, some vintage lace, and a napkin put over top of it. Just a little pull-out journaling card. That's just a little sort of notebook I put in and dyed the lace to match. And of course, I've been dating mine every week, so I use the little doily with a little tag to do that. Again, just some little pull-out tags in there. This is a corner flip. And I know a lot of times you'll see it where they just open up and you can write. I actually added a second page in it, so I actually have 4 pages to write. So that was the first week. And then the second week, I'm not going to flip through all this because there's a ton of it. Let me set my stuff down here. This is just an altered paper clip with, you know, some little charms on it. This pulls off. This opens up so you have journaling space, which I like having the journaling space. I mean, what's the point in having a journal if you can't journal? And these are just some big, these were just coffee dyed paper. I just put a little lace to pull it out to give me space to journal on. Vintage postcard and just an index card with some lace on it. And this was just scrapbook paper. Then we did like our double envelope pocket, filled it with all kinds of different tags and stuff like that. I mean, there's some where we Mod Podged over an ATC card, decorated some index cards, just trying to do, you know, a variety of things. And then last week we did this one. This is probably my favorite ones. And this was one of the, well, both of these were made out of pages out of Janet Marsh's Nature Diary. And so we used book pages and made a pocket. And we used one of the Janet Marsh's Nature Diary pages to create an envelope. And then it just has some of our dyed paper in there to write on. And so it's tucked in there. We have a lot of new ones coming along, so I thought I would flip through everything. So you guys that's been with me from the beginning, just hang in there for a bit. You know, then we decorated this, decorated the little tag. This is just another, this is actually a flip off of the textbook pocket. This is out of the Janet Marsh's Nature Diary. Then we used our text pages and piled them and glued them together and cut out a hole out of the middle to create a photo frame. And we have our photo there. And I added a leaf. I did some sprays, some of our DIY homemade acrylic sprays around the outside edges. Same thing I colored my cheesecloth with. And then we made, well, this was a different pocket. We had another pocket that I showed a preview. And this was like the center. You can see how, so we glue all those book pages together so it creates that thick of a form. And then when you cut it out, you sort of have like a 3D, and I mean, it's pretty hard. I mean, you can, a 3D tag. So we did that. And then this was just a book page with some cheesecloth, another smaller book page, one of the Tim Holtz quote chips, and one of the big paper clips just to hold this closed so it doesn't, you know, flip all over the place on us. So we're just adding to it as we go. And of course, if I try to get it on there while everybody's watching, I won't get there. I went in the wrong one. Sort of helps if you do the right one, huh? There we go. And then that sort of opens up and you could actually, you know, tuck the other stuff under there and you have enough room that, you know, if you had something there and you can still flip that down. Or if, you know, you wanted to put it on the side page, you know, then you can have it. But, and then this is actually a leaf, you know, like when you have different bugs, Japanese beetles are big for it. And let me see if I can lift it up where you can see it. If you can see all the holes in it, and they'll come in and they'll eat and just leave the outline of the leaf. If you just lay it on parchment paper because nothing sticks, cover it with Mod Podge, let it dry, flip it over, cover it with Mod Podge, let it dry, and your leaf will be coated, and then you can use it as a decoration. And then this was one of the photos that was out of, this it was on the background page. So all the writing around, we just sort of covered up and put it there. So that's what we've been doing. So we're moving on to this page. So anyway, I found this and I thought, well, I wanted to use this because I really liked the pink and we're sort of doing that whole springy theme. And I wanted to use that, but obviously this is tissue paper. So, you know, you're going to be able to see everything through it. Well, I didn't really want to see the magazine because to me, the point of doing a magazine is to cover it up. So I thought, I went through and I found an old music sheet we're going to use for one page. I thought that would be cute. And then I was going through, this is a Hammond Contemporary World Atlas. I actually got it in my thrift store for like 39 cents, but there's like maps of different states and different countries. And I mean, it's just like there's information on 2 pages and then there's a map page, information and maps just all through it. So I pulled out my Indiana page since I'm from Indiana. So I'm going to use that as the two backgrounds. So we have a couple other things we're going to do. I was looking through here because I want to do a sort of like a bag to use as an envelope. And this just had, look at the little, that's going to be so cute to fussy cut out and add to a page. This is actually a, let me see, Paralyzed Veterans of America calendar. It's like one of the ones that, like, you know, they send to you for free. And it was just one of the, see, even this, I mean, you cut that across there. That is a gorgeous topper to put across the page with all the little succulents. But so I was trying to find something that sort of went with the whole pink vibe. But I mean, there's just some gorgeous pictures in here. Lisa, I am about 30 minutes south of Richmond, is the biggest city around here. I'm on the Indiana-Ohio line. And so I'm trying to find one that's more pink. And then it goes to the full-size pages, which I love. They're so pretty. So I'm looking through. I seen one in here. Oh, this is the one I wanted. Isn't that pretty? And I thought, well, that'll go along with our pink just perfect. And so I'll go ahead and flip through. I love this one. So definitely going to do. And I'm going to use all of these to make bags. I don't know if I think I'll use textbook pages and then, you know, cut this down to go on the front if I'm going to glue them in just to make it spread farther. But some of them are really pretty. I'll try to flip through them real fast so we don't take all day just flipping through a calendar. But they're so pretty. Wouldn't that be perfect in a nature journal? Okay, my cousin used to live in Peru. So I know exactly. I have actually been to Peru. I stayed at her house. My dad used to haul steel when I was young, and we actually went there and stayed. So I have been to Peru. You're north. Okay. So let's get this glued in and get going here, because I always like to cover the base of my pages first so you can see what you're doing as you go. So let me find my brush. And again, if you've done it, watched me enough, you know I'm going to pull out my silicone brush. Now if I can get my glue not to act up. But I want to cover this up, just especially with this on this side where, you know, there's the black background, because it's going to show through so much. And I'm using this up because I'm at the end of this Fabri-Tac, and it's just causing me more issues to use than anything. So I'm using it. It dumps out too much at a time, and it's pretty crazy. So I'm just using it, trying to get to my new bottle, if that makes sense. Plus, I found with these, because they're glossy, if you use art glitter glue and stuff, they don't tend to want to stick a lot. You can, you know, rough it up a little bit with sandpaper. Okay. And I love using the silicone brush because in a minute that'll dry. I can peel it right off, so it's not a problem. Okay, let's see. This is going to be towards the inside, so I'm not going to really worry about that. And that just dries right off, and it peels right off like that. And then I can like tuck it in here. I don't have to worry about getting my fingers gluey, and it peels right off the brush. And then I'll trim this up in a second. And I would have normally inked this, but it's going on a background. I got my brush from Hobby Lobby, but you can find them everywhere. They're just silicone brushes. So you may be able to find them at Walmart. I've not looked at Walmart. I picked mine up when I was at Hobby Lobby. I know you can find them on Amazon and stuff. This is just a 1-inch silicone brush. So you may be able to find them a lot cheaper. Mine was like $3.99, but I got it at Hobby Lobby with a like 40-50% off coupon. So spread face masks on your face so they're getting beauty and kids care. But so it just makes it a little bit easier to, like, especially with Fabri-Tac, or I mean, you can do it with anything. The last time that I made a hardback journal cover, I actually, because I buy my art glitter glue by the 16-ounce bottles because of how much I use it. And I actually just poured some of it out and spread it around with the brush. It worked perfectly. Okay, then I do this a little bit different maybe than others, because at least when I'm doing this, because I'm not going to wrestle with this curve. How it curves over, you're going to have a gap, or it's going to slide on you, or whatever. So, fit my page in up against it as far as I can go. Then lay my page down. Rub, especially around the spine, so that part attaches really well. Hi, Mitz! Uh-oh. Nettie wants to know where Giggles is at. She was actually being so sweet and making her poor old mama a cup of tea. She's so sweet. When the mood strikes her. How is everybody doing tonight? And that fit right on there. Okay. And then I'm going to just trim around the edges. Which, I mean, technically I could fold over and use for the next time, but I'm actually going to trim around, and I'll use these scraps because we need, we will be on tomorrow at 9:30, and we are working with, you'll need scraps and either an empty toilet paper roll holder, or a paper towel holder. If you want, you don't have to have that. I'm going to use that because I like the way that it works when I use it. So we will be on tomorrow with that. Well, hi, Linda. Okay. Just making sure that stuck in perfect. Okay. I do have this little bit of area over here where it didn't cover, but it's just white. So I'm not worried about that because I have washi to use on the edges of it when I get it finished. So, because we're going to do a flip on this side. So that's perfect. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. I like it. Let me put my lid back on my glue. And let me get my brush. I know, I haven't seen Linda for a while. I'm not even sure. It's been a long time, it seems like. I'm trying to remember exactly, but it's been a while. How have you been? And then I'm just going to coat my page. This is my homemade Mod Podge. And I really am not super specific about this. I just sort of make sure my page is covered. I don't mind if I get bubbles and stuff in mine because I do a pinhole in them and then rub glue over them to make sure that they're stuck down, but it creates a lot of wrinkles and I like that texture in the background. So, okie dokie. I don't waste no time putting it on there. Well, good, good, good. That's the best thing in these times and days, at least being healthy. Okay, and I can roughly, I'm just going to sort of estimate about how wide I need it to be. Which, I mean, I could measure that, but I use this for scraps when it's the solid color. You know, I use my more stuff with my images and everything for tags. So I like using, if you buy the packs that have, you know, different ones. And this does have sort of a shiny look to it. So, and I'm just slide this up here. And again, I'm not particular. I just sort of, I'm one of those people that throw the glue and throw it down. If you have to pull it out, it will come back up. But I sort of want to create that. I like the background in the back, so. And I like the texture and the wrinkles, and I think it makes it original to me. So I know some people sit and work all day trying to get those out, and I'm just like, go with it. And so that's on just like that. So, I mean, I don't set in ways. Oh, you know, Nettie, seriously, this is no joke. And now I will be honest. I have 1, 2, 3. I have 3 5-shelf bookcases in my craft room. I have 1, 2, 3 shelf bookcases in my craft room. Let's see. No, I'm sorry. I've got 3 5-shelf bookcases in my craft room. I have a 24-inch, well, the shelves on one is 24-inch by 48 inches long, and it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shelves long. It is huge. It is a monster. It's like a garage shelf. I have a 4-drawer filing cabinet, 2 2-drawer filing cabinets, a desk, an 8-foot table, a plastic cubby shelf that has 3 drawers in it, one of the little sliding around plastic cubby shelves that has 3 drawers in it that I have just all my fibers and stuff into. I have a 36 by 36 sewing cabinet that has shelves and stuff. You can't have enough. And I still need more. I was telling my husband, I'm like, I need more shelves. He's like, seriously? There's no way you could use them. And I'm like, and he'll walk in here and he's like, you do need some more shelves. And I have like, but now I do some things different because like I like how that did down there. So pull it back off and start over. And with this, if you put it on crooked, you can rip it even or whatever. It just doesn't matter. I'm going to create a wrinkle because I want to make sure that goes all the way to the top. So I'm going to have wrinkles up there on purpose. But that's okay. And if it breaks through and that music shows through the background, I'm not worried about that. Just not worth stressing over. I like sort of how it goes together. I like the randomness of it, I guess. That's what makes everybody's arts and crafts different. Yeah, it doesn't. It just gets worse every day. Every time I go somewhere, it gets worse. Yeah, you just keep adding to it and adding to it and adding to it. And I have my room is 16 by 24. So like literally my walls are like covered. And then I have a big empty space in the middle with my desk and studio lights and all of that jazz. I'm sort of running water right along the edge here because it'll make it easier for me to tear. That way I can just sort of hold the edge and pull it off instead of trying to have to cut it. And I don't mind if it has, you know, that little bit hanging over, because I think that's sort of cool on the edge when you know, create that. And I'll put that scrap in my scrap box. Yeah, you just can't have enough space. And you could ask my mom. My room is, when I say, and I get that from her, that's her fault. She trained me to be that way. But yeah, you can't have enough room. And my room is, I say I have all that, and I still have stuff everywhere, it seems like. Oh, your bed's in there too. Nice. Yeah, it is very easy to just fill up a space. And then you never seem, I think I'm actually going to leave that. I like how that has that like sort of little shaved edge at the bottom. Is everybody else still out there? Everybody coming and going? Okay. So I'm happy with my base page like that. I do want to ink around my edges. So I think I'm going to use my pink ink. Find my blending tool. But it's really easy to just keep building and building and building. Everybody's still here. You guys, is anybody crafting? I do too, Nettie, but my bed's in the other room. I still live in here. I live with my crafts and visit my husband. He would tell you I do. You know what? I'm not going to use my sponge. I think I'm actually going to use my inker, because I think I'm going to like that look a lot better, where it's sort of jaggedy around the edge. And that way it'll go sort of out onto the page too. Yep, I like that. If I have a little corner that I didn't get glued, and that may happen, you just go back through and add a little bit. No biggie, and it'll stick right down. And this is, I'll tell you what color this is in just a second. I think it's, off the top of my head, there's so many of them. Spun sugar. Not me. My husband would probably not be happy if I moved all my craft stuff. I don't know. He's pretty lenient. He doesn't really care. Obviously, I wouldn't be doing this near as much if he cared. No, he works really long hours. He works 10 hours a day, sometimes more than that, sometimes 7 days a week, sometimes 6 days a week, sometimes 5, sometimes 4. It just sort of depends on, what the week's going like at work. But so he works 10-hour days, so he has to be to work at 6 in the morning. So he, is gone a lot. I actually think I'm going to take this over some of these wrinkles just to create a little bit of darker color where the wrinkles are. And this is enough that it like highlights it, but it doesn't really overtake the page, which I like. And with the pink in here, it does sort of just blend right into it. And I love how, all of it bleeds through so much with this. I like that. April, if you're in the Facebook group, I just uploaded like 4 pages of, I'm going to set this to the side, sort of let the ink dry while I'm making my little bag. So let me turn it this way. Okay, let's see. How do I want to do this? So okay, so I'm going to create my bag that I'm going to put on my page. But anyway, in the Facebook group, I'm sorry if sometimes I talk and I get thinking about what I'm doing and I sort of, disappear for a second. Just yell at me in all capital letters. But I just put 4 pages up and it's in a typewriter font. Cheryl, guess what? I have all packed up and ready to go. I will be putting it out tomorrow. Yep, not going to use that on that because it's just not going to show up very good. I have it all packed up, your journal, and ready to ship out in the morning. Oh, yeah. Look at that. You gotta love vintage photo. It is by far my favorite. Yep, whoop, whoop. And I got some goodies that's going with it, too. I'm going to ink this actually down a little farther because I know I'm going to trim the top off, to get that I'm doing on there. I know, right? No, just I wish. But yep, I do. I got it all ready to go. I just have to take it and do it tomorrow. I will put it out. So it should be there. I would say, let's see, tomorrow's Thursday. Is tomorrow Thursday, guys? Yes, tomorrow's Thursday. Woo! It has been a long week. Yeah, I can send that too. I have some other stuff too, though. It's been a long week, guys. Yeah, so it should be there maybe Friday, Saturday, Sunday-ish. Something like that. I don't know. I'll let you know exactly once I get it. Linda dear, what's not a link? What is a link? What is not a link? What's not a link? I want to know. And then I always sort of trim mine up because I want that, I want that to put. Okay, Linda. I don't know what the link was, but send me a message if you're looking for a certain link. And then I'm just going to use these are pinking shears like you use for fabric, but I use these just for paper. Okay, so I have that. Let's see how far up. Yeah, I have that just over, so that's perfect. Then I like doing it across the top too. I think it gives it that just more of like that old fashioned like paper bag look. And then I do go over it once I did leave that little hole there because I decided that I'm going to use it and wrap some fibers through it. I thought that would be cute. I'm going to be putting a a file up in the Facebook group. If you have a certain like digital kit you're looking for or anything like that where you can sort of leave it. But if you guys ever have any ideas or a certain kit that you want or whatever, either leave it in the comments on, under the videos here, or I think my email is on my about page. And most of the videos have I put my email address into when I go back through and add the information. Are you going to put it up there for me?
Mm-hmm.
Or you can email me if you have, a certain idea or you need anything. And right now I have a regular mailing address. It's just my home address. But I am getting ready to get a post office box.
P.O. box?
A P.O. box.
Ooh.
So we turned our calendar page into our pocket.
Pretty.
Which I like. And we could put it this way, which so if you're not going to do that, you really don't have to go and use the pinking shears and all that. You could just use it across the top. I always do, just because I don't know if I'm going to change my mind. I actually think I may do this as a flip on the page. I don't know. Or do I want to put it down as a pocket? I think I want to put it down as a pocket. Reach in my fiber shelf and pull me out something pink. Something pink out of my fiber drawer. Oh, well, thank you, Julie. You snuck in on us, didn't you? She must have just snuck in. And this is our background with the pink. I used sponge sugar around the outside edges and on the wrinkles. Ooh, that's perfect. She's throwing fibers at me.
It's like tangled in your drawer.
I can't find the end of it, though. Where is the end of it? It came... And I found it. Nope, it went away. I found it. Nope, it went away. Let's see.
I'll find it.
It's here. Hold on. Oh, you've just been observed. Well, you're not allowed to do that. You got to join in.
You said they could lurk.
You're not allowed to lurk. No lurkers. There it is.
You've done discarded it without knowing.
This is so pretty. I found this at my Goodwill for $9. Well, let me try to bundle a little bit. I got glue all over my fingers. Don't look at the glue all over my fingers.
How much do you need? Because I'm going to chop it off.
I just need a little bit. But it's so cute. And I got it for $1. Yeah, just put like right there. Thank you, dear.
No problem.
I need my scissors back, though. I got it at my Goodwill. It was like 99 cents. And then my husband is 56.
Yeah, right.
56. He's 56. I know how old he is. I just had to think about it. And but I can't ever remember how old I am. Did you guys do that? But in Ohio, if you're over the age of 50, they have what they call Golden Buckeye. And so you get 50% off on certain days, and then you get 10% off every day. So
basically a ticket telling you you're old.
Yeah, and ours actually does really good about it. I mean, they like on Sunday. Oh, you can't. Okay, you gotta tell me what your name is, Mixed Media. I always try to get, what people's names are. I hope I just ripped right through the top of it. Let me find my. Give me. Hold on.
I wish I couldn't remember my age. So
I know, right? That's funny.
Darcy Sanders from JJ Buddies.
Okay. I know who you are, Darcy. I've seen your name before. I'm just going to use a gold one because it sort of goes in up there and it's not so where it's going to stand out so much. And it's sort of lopsided. I realize it's off to the side, but that's okay. It didn't work out in the middle. Yeah. I like shopping my Goodwill. I look for my books, and then I go through, like the women's clothes and look for. I just ripped through the daggone thing again, you guys. It must be too heavy-handed tonight. We put another. I ripped through both of them. Oh my. Sometimes you just have those days. Did you ever have one of those days? Today has been mine. It seems like everything I do, I have to undo and redo 3 times. Okay. Easy. Hold it and slide. There we go. And I sort of like how that looks like a tag. But it's a bag. And I'm going to glue it down on my page. God, I love that flower. It's so pretty. And this was made out of a calendar page for any new people that are coming in that weren't here. Oh, these scissors, the pinking shears, you can buy them at Walmart. You can buy them just about anywhere. And you don't really have to, you can buy them in like the Fiskars, like the Fiskars, like the decorative scissors that they sell. But I will tell you this, guys, and I use those. Now you can use these for fabric. If you're going to use them like to actually sew for like your sewing projects and stuff, buy them for fabric and just that's it. If you're junk journaling, you can use mine. I use mine on fabric. I use it on lace. I use it on you name it, and I use it. I'm actually going to put that in the middle of the page. I use them on everything. I did go buy the Fiskars in the sewing one because the Fiskars ones, the little decorative ones, they wanted like $9 a pair for. I paid $14 for these, but I don't know if you can see how big and thick and bulky they are. They're dusty right now, but I mean, they're really thick, and I mean, they're heavy. And when they get dull and they seem like they're not cutting anything, I just take some aluminum foil, fold it up 2 or 3 times, and cut through it a couple times, and it resharpens it. It's super simple, and they last forever. If you're using them and they come too loose, they actually have a nut you can screw and tighten them up. It's just, in the long haul, I think it works better for me. Okay, so we have that. Then on my Indiana page over here, I actually wanted to use a doily because I'm going to do a tip out in there. If I can find it. Where's my stuff to do? I moved my stuff and it's sliding around. Oh, there it is. I actually have these cards I bought at the Goodwill, and I love them. They're all blank inside, which I like because you can use them to journal. But they do have like the studio stuff on the background where they were made, and they tuck in. And of course, it's got thank you on there, and I don't want the thank you on there. So I'm actually, let me set this to the side again, and I need to get some scrap papers over here. Okay, let's set that to the side. We're going to work on this because I want to cover that up. So I'm going to use that piece that I had left over from the music sheet, just because I think it contrasts really well with it. And like I said, I use these for everything. So I'm going to trim this up around the edges. And that'll be, let me ink around the edge. And I didn't even cut it straight. I didn't worry about cutting it straight. I think it adds a little extra to it. And I am going to ink up around the edge of this just because I want some coloring on there that's a little bit different. Sort of, creates that frame to Oh, you know, that's way crooked though. I don't mind it being crooked, but there's a point where it's too crooked. And that was too crooked. I think it was that way out there. I don't mind it a little bit, but geesh. Okay, so let me see what I have here that I can use. I do have a little bit of like really, really light pink cheesecloth I'm going to put under there. So I'm just going to sort of cut a strip off. Just so it has a little bit of something and it's not so flat. And I'm getting to the bottom, and I'm finally glad to be to the bottom there. Sometimes you get to the bottom and you just can't get the things to work right, and then you're just waiting for it to... Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put that on, even though it's a little bit longer than I want, because I can always trim that down. I'm going to put this sort of cata corner here. Catty wampus. And I gotta wipe my fingers off. They're getting sticky. And then see, that one's okay. I think I want to cut this one off a little bit. It's just a little too long all over my butterfly. I don't like that. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna ink it up really good. And I'm gonna use the vintage photo again, just because sort of like the look that it gives it, that sort of antique-y look. It'll really change the look of it. So what kind of projects is everybody working on right now? You have a certain type of journal you're working on, or... I mean, not even if you're working on it like during this video exactly, but I mean, currently working on. What kind of projects does everybody have? Staying busy with everything that's going on in the world, I know. Helps to stay busy. I thought these cards, when I found them, were just perfect for journals, and I found a couple different boxes, but this one is really cute. Is everybody quiet out there? Nobody's talking but me. I'm a chatter, so I like when people talk. Oh, cool. Yeah, Darcy, I'm working on the recipe journal that we've been doing, and it uses Cartabella's Country Kitchen. It's really cute because it's like in like 1950s style, 1950s vibe, sort of. Okay, so I have that. I do want to cover this and sort of make it where it's a journaling spot. So I keep, when I destroy books, take books apart or pull them apart, I always keep the little blank pages as the end caps for stuff like that. Yeah, if you look at any of our, I don't know what I did with, I just put mine over here. Let's see. And see, I'm just going to use this to sort of cover where all of that writing's on there. It is a gorgeous kit, but it's like sort of 1950s style. It sort of has like the little cooking women like you see on like the retro simplicity patterns. Sort of that whole type of vibe to it. We've been working on it. I ripped both my pages. Had them together. Oh, that's funny. Okay. And then I'm just going to put that on there. I don't even care if it really fits because I can go through and, just pull off that little side if I need to. Well, hi, Judy. Well, thanks for joining us. We don't care if you're late. We let everybody in no matter what time you come. We're just not picky. We got a couple little things going on. And, of course, we have some things changing. Penny will still be doing our Wonderful Wednesday lives with us. For our Wonderful Wednesday lives. But she has so much stuff going on with, Junk Journal Buddies over there. If you guys have not checked out her channel, make sure you, or her, not channel, her group. Her Facebook group, it's pretty awesome. So, make sure you check that out. So she will still be collabing with us on Wonderful Wednesday lives, but that's pretty much it. We do have some things going on. I know right now a lot of people aren't wanting to do swaps and things like that because, of the way things are in the world. I was actually thinking about possibly doing a digital swap, where you would make a project like if you made a background at home, collaged a background and then either scan or take a picture of your background, high quality where you could reprint it and then, upload it to an album and then, everybody can have a copy of everybody who does the swap together, that type of thing. I don't know. Thinking about some different ideas. Okay, let me pull my book down here. And really fast, why think about it? Darcy, this is the recipe journal we're working on, but this is that Cartabella's Country Kitchen. And it is just sort of that whole 1950s vibe. And this is our Country Kitchen recipe journal we've been working on. So, and I mean, there's just it's a huge kit and it's all digital. So you can print out as much as you want and you can reuse it for, a multitude of things. So yeah, it's a really pretty cool kit. So that's what we've been working on. Okay, let's see. I want to use my doily and I think let's see, how do I want to do this? Okay, I think so. Hi, Elizabeth. Oh, the cookbook one. I've been doing lives for all of the parts that we're doing, so everything is there. That is the Cartabella Country Kitchen digital kit. Oh, well, the digital kit is $13.99, but you get 5 different kits with it. You get like the elements and you get background papers. And I mean, there's you get like 2 or 3 kits of there's tons. I mean, it's like probably 60 different digital papers in the kit. So it's pretty crazy. It's a huge kit. And then if you go to the Country Kitchen Recipe Journal, any of those videos, I'm going to put this where some of this hangs out the side. And I'm hoping, yes, where it's up the bottom. And I've got some hanging out at the top and the sides. But I did that base circle. Oh, and then if you go to, I think the video is up there that I put up yesterday has it on there. You'll have to look. It has the links to Morris Cookbook Publishing and another one where you can send off. And it's like if you want to if you want to create your own cookbook, like to sell for a family reunion, that type of thing or whatever, they send you a sample kit for free. And I actually did Cookbook Publishers, I think is one, and Morris Cookbook Publishing is the other one. And you can get them for free, and you get 3 cookbooks in there. That's where that ring binder came from, and all the little hints and tricks and pages. And what I did is we took the pages from the Cartabella Country Kitchen set, and I recovered my dividers because they come with like these, just sort of those generic cheesy, every binder type cookbook comes with the same dividers, when you get them. What's Elizabeth been up to? Misadventures is Darcy. From Junk Journal Buddies is who she is, Elizabeth. Excuse me. Darcy Sanders, I believe. Yes. Is that right? Not see Giggles knows. And I've just put that in there and sort of hit my ruler on anything in the crease because it holds it in. And for anybody who's new and they don't know, Barb Orr on here is my mom. She's my mama. The Lord only gave me one, so at least I gotta go to a good one. Oh, just getting started with fun stuff, huh? I'm gonna grab a drink of tea, guys. So please excuse me. And if anybody wonders, I drink Constant Comment tea. And if you are a tea drinker, it's by Bigelow. If you have not tried it, you need to try it. It's awesome. It sort of has especially if you use honey and stuff like that in it, it has a sort of an orange vibe to the flavor. It's like an orange spice type. It's my favorite, but I have like tons of teas and tons and tons of teas. Okay, so I got my doily in there. See, and I like... Okay, Judy, I know you were having trouble with it. When you buy the doily packs, like I buy a lot of mine, some of mine, well, not a lot of them, but some of them from the Dollar Tree. And you always get those packs, but you get those ungodly huge ones that you have to either like fold in half, you use them for an envelope, or you cut them up and rip them up. Like for these pages, they work perfect. And then see, that's going to leave just a little bit like for a tab outside of my journal, which I like that where it has that, sort of crazy edge out to the side. Okay, so we've got that. We've got our tuck. We're going to get our flip in. I love this flip, guys. I love how it flips open. And I'm going to put it at the bottom. Let's see. I'm going to put it over just a little bit because I'm actually going to use some really wide washi that I have that sort of has a pink tone in it. It does have green in it. It's got cactuses in it, I think. Let me see. To see my favorite washies and see if there's something I want to use instead. Let's see. I have a little bitty. Ooh. Yes. I found one. I think I got this at Tuesday mornings. Let's see. Yep, it is pink paisley called Auburn Lane is what it's called. And it's the whole set. I got the whole set for like $3.99, but There is a really pretty pink rose in here that I forgot was in here. Oh, I don't know, guys. I may let you guys decide. I'm horrid when it comes to pick and washi because I like them all. So you guys get ready because, ooh, there's a really pretty gold I'm going to use too that's like an embossed gold. It's like a real shiny gold. I'm going to use that across, right across there. Just because I think it would add to the pretty color. I just sort of like how it has that like embossed look to it. Pretty. Yep, I like that. Text Judy. Yeah, I'm actually going to be going back through and doing lace on the side. So when I do the lace on the side, I will put lace on here so it'll have a little bit more. This one or this one? Which do you like? Or did I have a different one? Or this one? Which one? This is sort of a peach, but there's pink in there too. Are you talking about this one? Somebody answer me. Which one? This one right here? Washi looks. Let's see. Washi looks the same colors as the flower on the other page. This one right here, I bet, is what they're talking about because it is about just identical, the same color. And it sort of has, the leaves are sort of this purpley color that's up in here. Both. This one? Okay. That's what I thought too. I like it. Okay, so let me go ahead and tuck this in here. Let me sort of turn this so I can, it's sort of hard to do things sometimes on my desk. Oh, and I can't get my, sometimes I can't get my topper and my glue. Do you guys do that? Have a hard time with the little, the one in your left hand closest to your hand? In my left hand, this one is what you're talking about? Because of the way that flower is right there? Okay, so you guys are talking about this more like a greeny pinky tone color one right here. This is the one you guys are talking about. Yeah, well, and that's what I sort of thought because it sort of has that green color too. That's me, Elizabeth, screaming at the monitor. Okay, let me get it started here. Sometimes they don't want to start too well. Yes, okay. Sometimes if you start your washing, it just wants to stick at the beginning. It drives me crazy. So I'll pull a little bit off and trim that little bits off. Okie dokie. Well, and I like using this too because it's a lot thicker. Yeah, it does really look like it. Well, and see, that's why I chose this because it's sort of, I thought it sort of blended in with the whole sort of feel of it. Let's see. I'm going to put that right there. So make sure I'm holding it straight here. Keep moving it around with my arm. And I think it sort of blends in, that bluish tone that it has sort of blends in with the butterfly really well. Yes, yes, you can. I love, that is one of the things I love about washi, is it is so versatile and it takes color really, really well. But I actually like that. I think it just sort of, I mean, it blends really well. I mean, the greens and stuff, the tones are in there. I am going to flip it over. I'm going to glue the other side too, but I sort of like to get this side down so at least it's got, a little bit more strength on this side before I go throwing the other one down. And then I always put a little glue on there because even though it's washy, it just, it is supposed to come off. It's made to come off. It's not made to be permanent. And I think, let me get up here where you guys can actually see what's going on. Probably would be nice, wouldn't it? It's not made, it isn't made to be permanent. So I don't want it to rip my tissue page. So, if you want to make it permanent, then you have to add something to it. You can't just, you'll see where people you'll see they'll like, why use washi and it's not permanent? Well, it's not supposed to be. So, I mean, that's sort of something we have to remember. And okay, so that's already got glue under there, so that's good. Okay, that flips really good. Yeah, I was going to use my pink ink here in a second when I find it and sort of go over top of the white to add a little bit more pink to it. So I was actually going to do that, but so great minds think alike. And it will add just a tiny bit more pink to it. More of a pink glaze to it, I guess would be the word. I could have used my Distress glaze, but it's Tattered Rose and it sort of has like a more of a, I don't know, sort of a coffee dyed pink color. Okay, so there's the flip. I still have to decide what word I want to put up here. I don't know what I want to put up there yet. So I think I'm going to leave that blank until I actually, start journaling onto my page. So okay, I do want to make a journaling card that goes along with this. I love this right here, guys. I don't know. So let's see. What do we want to do? I have this pink, which is sort of, it sort of matches the pink on the outside, but I don't like it. Let me find another pink. Oh, you know what? I have another calendar page I could use. That's pretty in pink. I'm thinking, guys, I am here, but I haven't decided yet what I want to put on that. I've been putting the date somewhere everywhere, but I don't think I want to put a date there. I think I want to keep there. I think, yeah, I don't like that. Let me find some more pink things. Let's just, oh, pretty, pretty. That's one I already had made up. I was just seeing what all I have here that I could use. Oh, you know what? Hold on just a second. Let me grab something. I actually sort of like that. And that sort of goes with the green, but it goes over here too. So I think it'd be perfect for a tag. Put that on the back. Yeah, I don't like that. Yep, I don't like that one. I'm pulling from scrap papers that I have. I really think I really like this. I'm thinking I can make a booklet to put in there because that's a pretty big bag. So that would be about the perfect height to stick out as is. So let's see. I'm going to guesstimate here and just fold. This page right here, Text Judy, was from, it was just a page off of a calendar. And I just used the hole at the top and put some reinforcers around it. Well, I have some stickers too that are really cool. So I may use a sticker or something on there too. So let me trim this out here. Because I don't want everything to be so pink that it's like over. I mean, sometimes you can get too much. And I think with this sticking out, it'll go with that green just really good. I'm going to try. Let's see. Oh, yeah. See, that looks really good in the background there. Is like a mini journal. And that would give us, we haven't did a mini journal for it yet. Let me pull a couple pages. Let's see. How many pages do I want to do? Let's go ahead and put 4 pages in there. Because I think I'd rather have too many pages and not enough. And I'm just going to trim these up real fast. If you guys are wondering what I'm doing. Lots of little journal tabs. That would be perfect to make, you know, a little mini notepad. Fold it in half, staple it, put a little topper on the side, and you got a little mini notepad. So I may keep that and use that somewhere else. Well, I mean, I know I'll use it somewhere else, but let's see. Let me trim these down a bit more. So I trim them down. That's about exact. And I don't care if my pages stick out a little bit from the edges because I sort of like that. So let me fold this in half. And then I'll sort of go back and trim my pages up again once it's, you know, they're folded. And you could trim them. You don't have to. That's sort of a personal preference. Some people trim the edges to their journals and some people don't. I sort of go by the flow of the journal. Some journals I like it and some I don't. So it's just literally sort of depends on how you like it. Okay. Let me lift my book out of the way. Put that over there so I can ink up my pages. Yeah, Elizabeth, that's what I was doing some thoughts on. I guess giggles. Yeah. Look in my stamp drawer and find me an inspirational word to stamp on the front. Inspirational word. A word of inspiration for the day. Lord knows right now in the world we can use all the inspiration we can get. The brown one on the top.
Oh, you lost me.
Oh, nope. Yeah, well, let me go ahead and ink this and then.
Stamps and die cuts?
Yes, please. No. File cabinet.
Oh, file cabinet. In the file cabinet?
On the filing cabinet.
Oh.
And if you're new and you don't know, that child talking in the background is my daughter, Elena. She helps me out on my channel. And everybody calls her Giggles because once you get her started, she just doesn't stop. She's a big giggler. So every once in a while, she loses it on a video. And as everybody knows, you can hear her pretty loud. Okay. So let me dry the water out of my Mod Podge. And remember, if you put Distress Ink down and you use Mod Podge, it is going to smear. Mod Podge does have water in it, so even the stuff you buy from the store has water in it, so it will smear your Distress Ink if you have Distress Ink down. A lot of people don't remember that, and then they're like, "Well, I inked it, and then it smeared everywhere, and I don't understand why." That's why. The chemical parts of it sometimes.
What about?
Hi, Melissa.
Melissa.
Oh, the blending tool? Is that what you're talking about, Julie? And yes, you guys hear my
How big of a stamp do you need?
tissue paper.
Mom? How big of a stamp do you need?
Just words. And I'm going to put it a little bit over so it sort of has an overhang. And I'm not going to worry about if it goes all the way to the bottom because I'm going to ink up around the bottom when I get it finished. So I'm not going to worry that it's short, and that gives me something to use, you know, that little the little torn off piece that I tore off earlier. Yes, Elizabeth says stuff just to get her to giggle, and a lot of the girls do. Yes, it is a Tim Holtz. Yeah, you can ink it, and well, if I can get my lid on here, hold on. I seem to be constitutionally, I need to clean the lid. My Mod Podge jar gets all kinky, and then it doesn't want to close on me, so constitutionally incapable of getting it to work the way that it should. Let me grab. Okay, like I'll grab. There is two different ways. You can do it like that if you want like that blended edge around it, or if you're just inking up an image, you can just go like this, and it'll do just like where it frames it in a little bit. But if you wanted to ink it like farther in, you can hold it down and do the same thing. Ink from the side in is just that's how I do it. I don't know. That's just how I do it. And if you do that, it's going to create that, but it also creates that sort of halo vignette around inside. Ew, I
thought that one because it said T.
Let me think. I have to measure it and see.
I'm not up in here in case you want them. Okay.
She's over pulling out stamps or quote, but I have that didn't stick down there, so I'll have to re-stick that. But and if you're using white, like how the inside of this was white, and you ink it, and then you put your tissue paper over it. I'm gonna cut just a tad bit of this off because it's crooked here. I wrote all the way down to the end. There you go. And that's sort of going to use that leftover pink that I have. Let's see. I need to stick it in a couple places. Always on the edges, it seems like it doesn't want to adhere quite as good as it should. Okay. Then I can grab my ink. I thought that's what that was. You know what? Let me clean this off for a second. Because Get in, Yachty. All that glue gets on there and it gets hard to do anything with. Yeah, Elizabeth, you know, I usually do that, but I've had it out using it all day. So I use it so much. I don't know. Hold on a second. I use it so much that then I'm going to come in off the sides. So it's like I'm double inking it, but it is going to add a much darker tone to it. And it grabs that tissue paper like at the bottom and sort of creates that aged edge on it. If you like that darker, grungier look, again, that's sort of up to you. Oh, well, there you go, Julie. See? You're meant to be here tonight just to learn that little tip and trick. And the same thing with the little round ones. We'll do the same thing. Now, I'll show you a trick in a minute when I get ready to do the page, when we get done doing the pages. That a lot of people don't think of either. Okay, so we have that. The front and the back are done. This is going to be my front because I want to make sure this part sticks out at the end. So I'm going to set this to the side. Let me go ahead. I like to ink up. Now, when I coffee dye my papers, I don't iron them. I know a lot of people iron their pages, and I just don't do that. But yeah, see, I just sort of and I'm not, to me, it looks better if you hit and miss it versus if you do every bit of it. So I just don't worry about it. And I like leaving mine unironed because when I coffee dye or tea dye my paper, I dry it in the oven. And so you do get all those little wrinkles and hey, Carol's in the house. Carol's here, Giggles. And then I can take it and just sort of brush it across the top, and it's going to pull out all those little wrinkles in it. So see, it adds more like that parchment-y look. Carol, we're working on our magazine page. We've been adding to it. How are you today? Everybody's adopted my mom. Carol, my aunt, is originally from Great Britain, and she uses mum all the time. Just because everybody mum. How's the mum? So what I'll do is, like, sometimes you coffee dye papers, like I did this. These were all done in the same batch. This one came out this dark. That one came out that light. Just, it's sort of how the paper picks it up. So I like not ironing mine, leaving mine sort of crazy. And yep, I'm doing great. We're all doing great here. And then when it's real light like that is when I'll brush across. So I'll do this side and then sort of show you the other. So, I mean, do you see the difference between the two pages? Hopefully you can see the difference in there. And then it just takes a little bit of brush through it. And if I wanted to, where did it go? I could take my spun sugar, and I'm not pushing. I'm just really lightly just sort of, you know, rubbing it over, but I'm not pushing. I'm just gliding it over the top. And then I could actually give it a pink tone. So lots of different ways. that you can do it. And you can add as much ink or as least amount of ink as you want, depending on how dark you want it. That's what I always do. But yeah, I was talking to somebody the other day, and we were talking about all the tools, that you have, that we all have stockpiled. And they said, if you knew how to use every single tool that you had, how much stuff could you get done? And I'm like, you see it and you're like, oh, that's really cool. And then you sort of wonder, how in the world do you use it? But yeah, I find if you, come off the side like that, it does better. Oh, well, thank you, Carol. Yes, I have an amazing support system, and they get on there. And of course, my oldest daughter gets on there. She's 16. She gets on there, and believe it or not, my husband occasionally will, he doesn't really sit and watch them or whatever, but he will. He does when I'm doing them. He's like super supportive, or obviously I wouldn't have the job that I'm doing. So, and he's always finding stuff. When we go to the Goodwill, he looks around and finds just as much as I do for me. So, okay. So what I was going to show you is, let me go ahead and fold these up. So we got our pages done. Yay. Oops, I folded this one the wrong direction though. I wondered why it looked sort of weird. So if I do it, and like this is a glass mat. Oh, well, thanks, Julie. This is a glass mat, so when I get the ink on there, just spray a little bit of water. If you don't want to wipe it up with a rag and waste it. And pull your paper through it. And just keep lifting it up till you move it all. And you have, well, now it's sort of wet, but let me try to move that so it's dried. And then you can actually have it like where you've dyed it on your page. No, Cheryl, my mom doesn't do Facebook. She just, gets on the YouTube and all that. Penny, who normally does the Wonderful Wednesday Lives with me, is the admin for the Junk Journaling Buddies group. Okay, so let me find him a cover here. Put it here. And because I'm thinking it would be cool if I ever want to add anything to this, I'm actually going to use the pink ribbon that I had in my tag. And just sort of tie it, with a bow on the side. So I can add to it or take away from it if I want to. Let's see. So I'm just going to tie a little bow. Yeah, that's Penny that does those. And they do all kinds of stuff over there. And then, of course, I have the Done by Dorothy Facebook group. Okay, let me trim that a little bit. So we've got our little journal. Now, I got some stickers, and I think I got some butterflies that I just, let's see what I have that I can, ooh, there's a pretty green with that flower on it. I just got these the other day, so I thought I would use some of these because, that's what I buy them for, is to use them. Those don't really have anything that I like on them. So, I actually sort of like that. I think that'd be pretty, like, but in the corner. And it sort of has a little pink flower on it. See, those are the same. Yep. So, yeah, I think that's what I want to use. Ooh, I don't know, that pink one, right? That pink with the little green butterfly is really cute too, though. That's got yellow on it. I don't really like that. Of course, I could just use the pinky butterfly with the glitter on it. That might be cute. Or just the pink butterfly. I like the pink butterfly. Yep. So let me put these over here out of the way. Of course, I like that green one too. It's pretty. You put a little ink around its edges because that will change the way that they look. Give it more of that vintage vibe. Up there. And then I'm going to use the back of my ink lid. I'm going to use my archival because I don't like the way that Distress Inks stamp when you're doing words. I really like the way the archival does. That's just me. And of course, archival is waterproof, which of course, Distress Inks, if you get it wet after there, like if you had it out and it got wet, any of this, it's going to stain and smear and move around. So, you know what? Let's just use, oh, it's dry up there. That'll work. I want to sort of leave my lines so that I can, you know, write on the front of it whatever I want to journal in it about. Okay, Nettie. Right here? No, this is going into, hold on just a second and I'll show you. It's for the, where we're converting the magazine into a journal. I actually will be making some signatures to put into the cookbook journal. But this is on Wonderful Wednesday night. We always work on, usually Penny's here with me, but we sort of moisten that up a little bit. Let's hope I have it on there straight. Night, Nettie. Get some sleep tonight and rest. Kiss that baby goodnight. Full of hope and blooming with a beauty, which I really like. So I'm going to tighten this up a little bit, though. Don't like how loose that is. There we go. That's better. And let me put my lid on my archival. I try to cover it up because I don't want black everywhere. Put my stamp over here. I have stuff everywhere here, so I have no room on my desk. Let me move this over here. Out of the way, all of this stuff. Okay. This is where we're converting the magazine. So this was, this page looked like this. When we started, obviously, it had a different picture on it. And we've been converting it. So it's got music paper and a map, tissue paper, a pocket, the tag, a doily. We put a flip. And then we were making the journal to go in here. The little tuck journal, and it'll stick up at the top. And I mean, you could actually leave it out a little bit if you wanted the little butterfly to show through. But I'm going to tuck mine in there just because I don't want it all. Well, and then we have our word over here. I wanted to see how, yes. Well, thank you, Elizabeth. And again, I'm not even using my acrylic stamp. I'm using the back of my ink lid, which probably isn't. I always do that. End up with it all over my hand. That's why an archival is permanent. So it'll be like having a permanent marker all over your hand. Okay, let me make sure I have. Woohoo! I'm just going to use this with my fingers since it's bouncing around everywhere. Let me re-ink it. Yep, I'm just sort of like a glue book type concept, but using a magazine. I mean, we all have magazines and catalogs sitting around, and you're like, well, what do I do with it? I'm going to throw it out or whatever. And my mom had given me a bunch, and I was like, well, I need to do something with it. And I thought it was perfect to use for this. It says, I want daisies in my hair, tea in my hand, and sunshine in my heart, which I think is just perfect for spring. And I love daisies and I love sunshine. So that's what that says. So we have that. And then I want to sort of make this just a really big journaling spot. So let me find, I have another piece of that book page. So I'm actually going to fold this in half because I know I'm dealing with a circle here. So, okay. So, I'm not worried about it being perfect. I'm just sort of cutting that half circle shape out. If it's not perfect, I'm not gonna cry. It may become more ovally, and if so, like mine's a little ovally because I went too wide. Then I can just trim it up around as it goes. I'm not stressing over it. I sort of, like it being all original. So I'm not going to worry about it. Then I'm going to ink up the edges. Oh, you're talking about off my hand? I will spray my hands with hairspray, and it always takes it off. So hairspray works great, I've found. At least I've had good luck with that. Now, it may be the makeup of your skin that makes the difference. I don't know. But it works for me. Yeah. And again, I'm not really worried if it's straight. And that's going to give me sort of like this massive journaling spot in the middle, which I think is sort of cute. And it doesn't really take away from anything. Now, I did want to put just a little bit of something on there. So let's see. I want to put something on there. What should I put on there? I'm going to put a stamp of some kind, I think. Oh, you know what? No. How about, since we have that there, I put my little pink and green sticker above it. Let me hold it up and see what it looks like. Yeah, I think I like that there. What do you guys think? Or maybe up to the side? I don't know. I sort of like it there. Or I could put it down here where it's hidden, where you can't see it, but then it flips out when you open it. Do I want to use this one? Let's see. Let's see if there's another one over here. All right, this one's not bad. It's sort of got the purple and stuff with the different colors, and it's got a butterfly on it. It's a double layered one. That might look cute. Or the pink and the green, maybe off to the side. I sort of like that with the little pink, the pink just barely sticking up off of it, and the little butterfly. If I put it over to the side like that. And that sort of goes because of the butterfly. Oh, let me pull out my sticky thing and see what else I got. Because I have a bunch in here. I have more than just that. Let's see. There's a ton of stuff in here. I found these. These were Dollar Tree stickers at my Dollar Tree. Oh yeah, I could stencil it. But these are absolutely ooh, I like that one. But there's some Ireland. There's just, I have a ton. All of these came from my Dollar Tree. I was seeing if I had any other ones that match it. Oh, there we go. What about that one with the green and the sparkly butterfly? That's really pretty. Or they have the pink. I don't know. Maybe I should stencil it. What do you guys think? Somebody say something. Oh, you know what? I have some of these. I wonder if I have any of those left. Yep, I do. I found these again at my Dollar Tree. These are actually plastic, but they're made like lace. But I don't know if you can see. Let me try to turn the page to see if you can. You know, you guys probably can't see. They're actually textured. So I mean, they're like, they remind you of like, I don't know, like you remember the things you used to put down if you've ever that you put in your bathtub to keep you from sliding. That's what they are. I'm thinking this little one right here would look really pretty right there on the side. Let's see if I put. Let me cut it out while it's on there. Where'd my scissors go? My scissors are hidden over here underneath all my stickers. And I do like that they're on this acetate so I can trim the acetate if I need to and still be able to see it. Because once you stick these down, they stick. They're like... Oh, do you, Melissa? That's funny. So see, I could put that there, which I think looks really pretty. And then it's going to peek out over that. I sort of like that. Let's see. Where is... Hold on. Where is my little ink pad? Where's my pink ink? Was it Dr. Seuss that had the pink ink drink? Wasn't that Dr. Seuss? Let me see. I think I can. I'm going to brush it with the pink and do a couple different layers on it. Try to pink it up, because I think that would make it pull in even better. Oh yeah, that took a nice coat of pink, guys. Look, what do you think? And I think that makes it sort of pull in with this envelope really good because it's like the same exact color. I do. Okay, I'm going to put it down, guys, because if I think about it, then I'll change. Let me get it up off the paper. They don't like to come up off their paper, but once they come up and you stick them, they are stuck. But they're rubber. They're like vinyl. Like a sticky back vinyl. But they're actually, you can actually feel them. They're textured. They're really cool. Let's see. I'm going to put it right. Oh, should I center it? I probably should center it, shouldn't I? Oh, that's going to be centered to me. That may not be centered to you, but it is to me. What do you think? I love it. I think it came out gorgeous. So there we go. And I have this. So I've got this page to journal, this to journal on. This opens up all inside the journal, which I love the fact that there's so much to journal in there. So I love that. We have the flip, and then we've got the journal pocket over here, which is one thing because like all of these, I mean, I've done a lot of stuff, but there's a lot of, you know, there's a lot of embellishment and everything. And you have a lot of little spaces other than these two to journal on, but not a really large space to journal if you have something to do. Okay, Connie, so far I have not. I've actually been just using every single page as they come. The only thing I did do is this page. Let me see if I can find one back here. This page right here that has the flip, this flips out. I used, let me see if there's another one in here that I can show you. Was a page like this that flips out. And I just brought it back like this and folded it on itself so that it flips out. But yeah, no, I have not taken any pages out, and I'm not going to. And I figure, if it ends up this thick, it doesn't really matter. I can tie it up and, put it together. This is sort of this is going to be my all about me journal. Just things that I like, things that I enjoy. I like flowers, and, I like dragonflies, and I loved this because it sort of had this whole like pond vibe. And this is just me, if, my dainty page. I loved this page. This just was like my heart. And I love this color. It's like one of my favorite colors. I love hummingbirds. I like gardening. So, I mean, it's just sort of a little bit of me. Like on the page we did today, I know that map back there is an Indiana map, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it means something to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to decorate the front of my journal. It's when we get done. I'm waiting till we get done to do the cover because I want it to be able to lay flat as I work on it. So I'm going to decorate the front, and it's going to be just like a standard journal. And then I'm actually going to take this and I'm going to attach a place where I can tie it to the spine. So when this flips open, I'm going to put my picture here, and this is going to be like all about me. And I'm going to write like, my birth date and, important things to me and all that, so when something happens to me, my kids have something that's a memory of me. That's just a part of me. So that's sort of what this started as, is just an all about me journal. And, growing up, I liked black and purple and all that, but I've changed so much, as you get older, you change. And what?
It's literally what I'm doing.
And here's my daughter, Elena, she loves black, she loves purple or whatever. And I've just become so much more naturey and gardeny, and, I like dainty little stuff, and I like the Pioneer Woman stuff and all of that. So that's just sort of my vibe that I'm in. So that's what I'm going to do. How gratitude shifts your attitude. I know. And I'm thinking when I do it, I want to gesso around it and actually like leave that on there, because that's sort of the story of when, as you grow up, it should with everybody, as you grow up, you become more grateful for things. And as you do, it really shifts your teenage attitude, that you have when you're a teenager. Everybody's always a little not or whatever. So, yep, this is my page for today. I absolutely love it. But I mean, we did a lot of techniques. I mean, we glued the pages down, we Mod Podge, we built the bag, we did the journal. We did some altering here, we did some stamping, we did some color altering there. So we did, a nice array of things. And I love this page. I love how every page sort of flows, because I mean, you sort of have that pastel vintagey vibe with it all, but each page is so different. And I love that. So it's one of my things. So, yep. So next week we'll be working on another page. And like I said, normally Penny is on here with me, and she's doing hers in a journal. Penny has a totally different working style than I do. A totally different, I guess, style, I guess would be it. I tend to, I like crazy things, and I like doing sort of, I work out of the box. I don't like staying in a box. So the way I can use things that aren't the way they're meant to be made, I like that. So, and every time we do it, we're trying to do a different technique, or, I mean, some techniques you have to repeat, but, the embellishments, things we add to a page, we're trying to add different, like, I did so much on here that I'm sort of calming it down for a couple pages. Then I'll jump back into, next week, what I'm doing on mine. I will actually have a template that you'll be able to download that you guys can use. That's going to be going along with it. I'm so excited with it. So, yep. Although I sort of just come up with the ideas of what I want to do, but I don't actually pre-plan my pages, which is why you see me like searching for things and all of that. So yeah, if you have a magazine, jump in with it. I'm going to continue my wonderful Wednesday lives and decorating magazine pages. And if I get this filled, I think there's 138 pages. So, I mean, obviously before the end of the year, this will be full. I'm going to take my back cover, take my Fabri-Tac glue, glue it, put a whole nother magazine on it and glue it together. And then use my washi tape and washi tape around my edges, washi tape my spine, or use lace around them, to hold them together in my spine. And I'm just going to keep adding to it. So it's going to become thicker and thicker. Unless I decide to close this one and sort of, maybe do a theme one. I want to do one all about something, that type of thing.
YouTube.
I don't know if Penny does. Hold on. Let me see if she does. Give me a second. If she does, it's like junk journaling with Penny, maybe. Might be it. Hold on. Let me look. I think she does. I don't think she's had it very long. She has 60 subscribers, so go show her some love.
Here, what's the name?
It's called Junk Journaling with Penny. Just type junk journaling. Yes, thank you. I was trying to remember, and I didn't want to say it wrong. I thought she had one, but I can't remember if she was thinking. It told me she was thinking about having one, or if she had one. Yeah, Darcy, that's what it is. Darcy just wrote it above. Yeah, so, well, thank you, Carol. Does anybody else have any questions or anything like that? Oh, would I show my first page spread again? Okay. Yep, you're Darcy. Is that what I said? Did I say something else? If I did, I meant Darcy. It just came out crooked. This is my first page. And it's got my little paper clip, which actually is holds this in on this side. And then I slide it down here right on the corner, and it holds these from flipping up too. And then, this I cut out, fussy cut one of the butterflies out and Mod Podged it onto an index card and put some lace on it. And it's just a little map, and I used some of that lace and just stapled up in the corner. And then this is a napkin. These are, where's my napkin box? This napkin is actually this napkin that came from the Dollar Tree. This come from the Dollar Tree. This come from the Dollar Tree. Let's see. What other ones I have? This one come from the Dollar Tree. So I actually have, if anybody would be interested, I don't know. Give me one of those yellow packages right there in front of I'm getting ready. Here, I'll move this out of the way and I'll show you guys. I'm getting ready to list in my Etsy shop. I put some, because I had a bunch of people asking, but a lot of people ask, and then, there's just never follow through. So, but I'm getting ready to put in my Etsy shop. Let me pull it all out because there's all kinds of stuff in here. In my Etsy shop, like a junk journaling kit, and it has 2 vintage book pages. It has a page out of a vintage flower style magazine. It has a 2-page spread out of a work basket magazine that's vintage. Vintage Greg shorthand sheet. It has a large envelope. It has a doily. It has this gorgeous rose page and all of them have like some blocks of roses where you can pick which one you want.
She loves the Hello Spring.
It has a strip of my butterfly cards. It has a vintage encyclopedia page, a vintage music sheet. It has a page out of a botanical magazine, so you have lots of spring botanical pictures, and they're all little pictures, so you can use them to use for snippets or all that kind of stuff. There is a pink page, a yellow page, a green page, a purple page, a blue page, I think 3 dark pages, a light page, and then a cardstock cover that folds in half. As far as like paper,
You saw a set of those.
I see it, of the paper part. And then it comes with a bag that's full of items, which is tons of items. I put these together. I think I have 8 of these kits. There's a piece of a doily, 2 little coin envelopes, some small index cards. I think there's 2 blank ones or 3 blank ones and 2 lined ones. A larger coin envelope, 2 CD envelopes, 3 large index cards, 2 of the envelopes. There is 2 of these scalloped edge napkins, 2 more of this design of the scalloped edge napkin, 3 of the double layer guest checks. There are 2 of this napkin, 2 of that napkin, 2 of the Hello Spring napkins, 1 of the hummingbird, because that happened to be all. Nope, there's 2 of the hummingbirds, sorry. And then 2 of the butterflies. There are this size squares. There is a square of the blue tissue paper, a square of solid pink, a square of solid blue, a square of this pink. There is a little small tag. There is a thing of white cheesecloth, a small thing of tea-dyed cheesecloth, and a thing of spring green cheesecloth. And I'm going to be listing these kits in my Etsy store. So I'm pretty excited about that. I mean, it's basically, if you use the cardstock and cover it with one of the napkins to use as your cover, and like, you know, you could back it on like a cereal box or something like that to add more strength to it. And what I would do is use like the brown part of the cereal box, put your napkin over top of it, and then, you know, put this inside to decorate. If you do that, it's pretty much everything you need besides your glue and your scissors to make a Hello Spring junk journal. And that's actually what I'm calling. And I'm actually thinking about, because as I made them, I actually kept 1 kit for myself. And I'm thinking about doing sort of, you know, anybody who buys the kit, I'm going to give special links that's going to go to just videos of me making a junk journal just with what I have, just with this kit, other than like the cereal box glue and scissors. So that is that. So, and Connie, I do have some other napkins that I will be listing probably in my shop. And then one of the cool things is I made sure that everything that I did would fit in this 9x12 envelope, so it can ship. And I'll have to weigh it and see the exact weight of it. But I think it can ship as a first class package instead of having to ship priority, which, you know, saves on price on shipping a lot. So yeah, so basically, you know, it's a destructured junk journal. I have to let the air out of that bag is why. But yeah, so I'm going to be listing those. It's basically a starter kit if you don't have a lot of things. And the thing of it is, there's such a variety in there that you're only going to use part of this and part of that. You can do multiple journals out of that kit if you want to. So yeah, I'm super excited about doing that. I want to do some others. I may do like a botanical kit that's all botanical, you know, doing some other things like that. Just because I have access to some things that some people don't. I have a lot of vintage things that I've bought. I bought a stack about this wide of vintage sheet music, some of it back from like 1892 to the early 1900s. I was going through stuff today and I've got a ton of 1900 stuff that's just crazy. So yeah, I'm going to be, and I have some things I'm going to be scanning that I'm super excited about getting in there and all that. So I did want to share those kits with you. So I will be posting those in my Etsy shop for sale. I don't know how fast they will go. And I'm, you know, it's going to take me a couple days. So if you're interested in one of those kits, and, you know, you're interested in, you know, pricing or whatever, I'm thinking around $35 because I have to do something like that because there's so much in there, to cover the cost. I can't give stuff away for free. But I'm thinking about $35 a kit. If you're interested in that, send me an email at my email and let me know you're interested in one. And, my people that are here all the time that, my loyal people, I'm worried about, I want to make sure you guys get them first if you're interested in them versus, mainstream people. So make sure you let me know. Okay, if you're interested in just those, then just I have a hard problem remembering things when I'm doing chats and stuff like this. So just send me an email about it and we can work out a price with just the napkins. If you want just the square ones, if you want the rectangular ones, or the scalloped ones, or if you want just like one of each or two of each one, sort of let me know exactly what you're wanting, Connie, and then from there I can we can figure out a price. That's great. So you guys, just let me know if you have any ideas, if there's anything you'd really like to see as far as like journal wise or anything like that, because, I just sort of do what's there. And I may not think of some, an idea you have. If there's something specific you want, I have access to over 10,000 digital images in my personal collection of my vintage images.
Not a hoarder at all.
That are digital. So I can, do kits and a lot of things. Or if you want an actual journal done in something, just let me know. Send me an email. I will let you guys go. You guys have a great evening. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being here. We appreciate all of you. We love you all. Please stay safe. Please stay healthy. And we will see you again tomorrow. Remember to bring your scraps, some text book pages, scraps, and either a toilet paper roll or a paper towel roll, either one. And that's glue. That's not where anybody did anything on the toilet paper roll, just so everybody knows. But yeah, bring it and we will do our thing tomorrow. Tune in. It'll be sort of crazy. Tomorrow will be not as structured. It'll be more a lot of chat and get on. So good night, you guys. Sleep sweet. Have a great time, and we will talk to you later. Bye.